Alright, so I just got a message. Actually, I had a whole conversation with somebody on Discord after playing him in One Piece TCG with my blue purple Luffy list, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to kind of go through my thought process behind calculating it. It's my in real life version, so I don't have a lot of access to cards such as Big Mom and the Mr. Bon Clay. But basically, what I did was I downloaded all the deck lists from Gum GG. I put it all consolidated in this table, including, and then afterwards I added my own cards, but I'll talk about that later. But I basically found 5 deck lists, and I have all the different cards here, and then I just use formulas to extract the quantity and then the name of the card. And then I just kind of went in and just kind of categorized it myself. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I just kind of went in and just put, okay, this is a leader card, this is a 2K, this is a blocker, this is ramp, this is pudding, this is a 2K blocker, which is a Sanji. This is a blocker, which is a Sanji target. So this was Katakuri. I don't know what the other one is. Um, so yeah, I basically calculated all that, and then what I went into was I made a pivot table out of this, kind of just analyzed the different categories. So I analyzed, okay, like I just summarized how many 2Ks there are, and I sorted it so I can see like 2K blocker. I made sure my writing was in that way where it'd be ordered in a specific way, and then I just kind of went in and just kind of added up, okay, how many 2Ks in total, um, and how many blockers in total, and then I got to see for each deck list. So for this one, this was like the number of each of these categories in each of that deck list. One, two, three, four, five, and then after I put in my deck list and I put in my cards here. So I just realized it's at 49. My deck list online is the correct size, so I don't know what I'm missing here, but there's clearly something I'm missing. But basically, then before I did that, in order to get to that point, I looked at all these summaries here about the total cards that they have. So I looked at how many 2Ks each deck has, how many blockers each deck has, how many poppers, ramp, bosses, and then I broke down the bosses into like Sanji and Sanji targets. Um, and I think these are just some checks, but then I kind of calculated between the 5 deck lists, like what are the averages. So for 2Ks, there's about an average of 8 2Ks in every blue purple Luffy deck, 12 blockers, 6 poppers, 17 rampers, and again, sometimes they stack, right? Where a ramper could be a popper, but I that's just efficient for the deck list, but not kind of. I just kind of calculated the summary, and then I also checked the standard deviation. So this basically tells like how consistently it's similar to the average. So right now the number 2Ks is 8, and that's very similar to all the deck lists. So that's why this number is closer to 0. Um, and then similarly for the blockers, so there's a big variation with the blockers where sometimes there's 16, sometimes there's 9, so there's a bit of variance there, a bit of flexibility, I guess, in my deck list. And then, yeah, then I just kind of used all that information to kind of determine, okay, my deck needs 8 2Ks. Since I don't have all the cards, then, you know, I could replace, like, if I don't have a Usopp's, for example, I could put like a Nami 2K or whatever. So I still would have 8 of those 2Ks. It might not be exact same cards because I don't have access to all the cards. And then similar with blockers, like for example, when I built this deck at the beginning, I didn't have a Katakuri. I won a locals the other day, which was great, but I won one of them. So now I have one of my deck lists. But basically, I didn't have many blockers, but I knew, okay, my deck's going to be a bit lower to the ground because there's not as many good Sanji targets. So maybe I'll run 2 Sanjis versus, and then, I don't know. I just kind of played around with it, and I was able to determine how many blockers I needed in my list. Same for poppers, like every deck list kind of needs some ways to pop things. So every deck pretty much had 6, so that was an easy choice for me. And then the most important one was ramp. So out of all these deck lists, that first deck list here has 17, there's 15, 18, 16, 18. Like most of the time there's like 17 rampers. So I just made sure that number was there because in Blue Purple Luffy it's very important. And I gave, I made sure the character costs and stuff for the ramp were relevant too, so I can get them early and kind of do the double 3 cost ramp on when I'm on 6 on turn. And similarly for Sanjis, like every deck list had 4 Sanjis, but they also have lots of targets within it, right? So my deck list, like just the bosses weren't as good, so I put a few less Sanji, I believe. But yeah, that's basically how I went through the deck list, and then I just made sure there's like all these types of main cards in the deck list, but I replaced like the certain number of bosses with mine and stuff. So this is my deck list. So doing all the math, I'm pretty sure I have like 8 2Ks. I had to use some of the Namis, which is kind of cool. It's on brand, so I wish these were Usopp's. Pudding I'm only running because I have one of the alt arts, so I just wanted to play that in my deck list. The laws I'm really liking in blue purple. I just kind of used it. I added in because my deck wasn't defensive enough at some points when I was building. This has been a great addition. Doflamingo, I really like it. I have an alt art, so I want to put at least one in the deck list. Pudding, since my deck's a little less optimal, I just thought having lots of puddings would be nice. Namis. Boa Hancock's have been one of my favorites also, especially against Bello and especially against a lot of different matchups. Actually, the mirror match is pretty good too. I've been loving Bello. It's kind of a good Sanji target as well. So yeah, it's been a good time. And then Soja King, it's kind of a meme just because it's a Straw Hat deck, and I just wanted to play it because it's a fun card, fun character. But it's decent off Sanji, and the it might not be as good as Doflamingo because Doflamingo, even though it doesn't have the counter, I could bounce its cost or 7, so which is good for like a purple green Luffy and stuff. But I thought I don't know, like I don't want to run Doflamingo in a Luffy deck, so I decided to run Soja King. Mihawk's are great. I could probably put uh, more in, but I think it's just kind of situational. I don't think it's super good. It's nice to have, but and especially off Sanji, I'm only running 2. I have more of these, but I just don't think it worked as well in this specific deck. I thought it would be better to be a bit more defensive, but it's probably better to add at least one more, maybe. Zoro. So again, I made sure all the ramps are here in this deck list. So Zoro is one, and then down there I got an interesting ramp called Punk Vice, which is basically another 3-cost ramper. I don't have the Mr. Bonkley, right? So I use this. I used Thunder Bagua, which is a pretty good ramp. Luckily, I had all 4 of these. I'm still getting all my Gum Gum Giants. I have lots of triggers that activated Dawn because of that, so I had a lot of ramping. For Zorger is one of the best ones. Sometimes I don't like playing it right away, and depending on the matchup, because it can get popped. But I might prefer to play events like 3-cost events in some deck lists. But generally, if it works, it works really well. Rosinante has been really fun also. Again, kind of a decent Sanji target because I can kind of play Sanji into Rosinante, discard 1, draw 2 that I probably had for my top deck from the leader effect. And then I can play like something like a Law to wrap up the turn, and then this would activate 2 Dawn, where I can either use Thunder Bagua or Gum Gum Giant. And then, if I have both of these in hand at both the events, then I can maybe not play the Law and use one of these, discard the Law if needed, or just keep it for next turn. Kid's been really fun also. I hope this works out. I don't know, it's kind of cool. Again, for similar reasons, like I can just buff this 7K. I don't have as many defensive towers, so these events really become stronger, and with all my blockers and stuff, it's pretty good. I like it off Sanji also. Sanji into Kid is kind of a cool combo, and then if I put a Law down, it could be good as well sometimes. But Katakuri is really great. Um, Red Rock, Raging Tiger. Um, I don't know if I have 6 popping cards, so I guess my deck list has less pop, but um, overall, I think maybe with the Mihawks and stuff, it's included with the pop, so maybe I have like 5. And I have some searchers because, with the kit and stuff like that, it's kind of cool to search that up. And then there's just a lot more targets, it looks like, and Sanji's are really important to get. Gum Gum Giants, just kind of cycling. It's a good discard target off Gum Gum Giant too sometimes, or Jet Gatling, but yeah, that's about it. It's a fun list. The player I was playing against was saying that it would be good in the mirror match. I ended up winning a match with him. It was my first time playing a mirror match with this list, and I don't know. He said it would be a good kind of anti-blue purple Luffy pick. He's going to regionals, so I'm hoping him the best. But yeah, this is my deck list. I'm loving the Soja King. Not really, but I'm loving the Boa Hancock, and Rosinante is really good. Kid is okay. I think it could work. It's a cool search target off this. I think with the search and the ability to stack it, you only like playing it off Sanji is really good, I find, but sometimes it's good by itself because then you can leave some Dawn open for this type of stuff. So I found that just in general having a bit of these lower cost bosses have been kind of better for the mirror match as well, because you just have a few more Dawn accessible. But yeah, that's my list. I hope it's fun. Um, Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna try and take this to locals next week for my first time. I wanted to take it the other day, but I didn't. I think, as you saw in the Excel spreadsheet, um, where it is, I only had 49 cards in my deck or something, so I wasn't able to play it. Um, but I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in properly next week, hopefully. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and take care.